My name is Eurig Salisbury and this is Sampurna Chattarji, and together we've written this book which is called
The Bhyabachyaka and Other Wild Poems.
And this is the title poem of the book. Now, Bhyabachyaka is a word that actually means something in Bangla, but I knew nothing about this when I wrote the poem, so I went on sound alone. So this is the poem. Bhyabachyaka. I hear him when I'm writing, the Bhyabachyaka choking, a crow-like bird on my windowsill, choking on his food with skill. His cry is like a hearty croak. He stands there in his blue-black cloak, the Bhyabachyaka, calmly choking on the sill while I am writing.
So the concept of the book, I do believe, is a unique one. Nobody's ever done this before. And what we did is we decided to play a game where we swap words from our respective languages, that is Welsh in Eurig's case and Bangla in mine, but write all the poems in English, which is the language we communicate in. The words we swapped were of three different kinds. One was, of course, original words that exist. For example, the Bhyabachyaka is a Bengali word which has a particular meaning, which you will find at the back of the book. But Eurig, of course, made it into something quite different. There are invented words. That's the part where we had the most fun, because when you run out of words, and a poet is always worried about running out of words, you can just invent them. And one of the words that Eurig gave me, which was an invented word, is Kafra Blythe. And I couldn't first pronounce it until I wrote it in Hindi. So that's, I'm giving you a handy tip. If you can't pronounce a Welsh word, write it down in Hindi. And I'll read Kafra Blythe to you, where I follow the sound, because that's all I had to go with. The Kafra Blythe lives in Cuff Parade, in a kamra the size of a coin. The Kafra Blythe got in a lafda once for stealing gold cufflinks. The Kafra Blythe caught a cough and a cold and ended up in a ditch. But being a very blithe bird, it recovered and made itself rich. And I quite love the picture of the Kafra Blythe, who's wearing goggles and a gold chain, and there has left somebody behind on the ground. The illustrations have been done by the Mukherjee twins, who are based in Kolkata, and it was a real treat working with them as well. Yeah. Now there's a story. As you realize, behind every poem in this book there is some sort of story. In the last section of the book, we exchanged place names long and short. And I was very pleased with myself, because I thought I'll give Eurig the longest Indian place name I could think of, which was Thiruvananthapuram. So I was very pleased with myself, but he countered with the longest place name in Wales, which is
Llanfair Pwll Gwyngyll Gogerach Wyrn Drobwll Llantysilio Gogogoch.
So the only way any of you can pronounce it is by referring to the QR code at the back of the book, and by listening to this poem and by practicing it and doing what I did, break this very long place name down into stages. And we are now going to read the poem. I'm going to read the easy bits, and Eurig is also going to read the easy bits, because the easy bits are in Welsh for him and in English for me. So here it goes. When you're feeling really angry and want to blow a fuse, don't. Employ a better ruse. Breathe in. And as you slowly breathe out, say, without a single pause,
Llanfair Pwll Gogogoch.
When you're feeling really hasty and cannot wait a millisecond, stop. Better than you reckoned is to draw yourself to fullest height and say without a single bend,
Llanfair Pwll Gwyngyll Gogogoch.
When you're feeling really hungry and it's more than you can take, boom! For your growling tummy's sake, bite down and munching loudly say without a single break.
Llanfair pwll gwyngyll gogerch wirn drobwll go go goch.
When you're feeling really pasty and don't mind letting the word no zoom. Here's the way to go. Pull out all the stops and say without a single pause, bend, break in flow.
Llanfair pwll gwyngyll gogerch wirn drobwll llantysilio go go goch.
Where on earth can such a word exist? Don't think I'm being precocious. It's no harder to utter than supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Llanfair pwll gwyngyll gogerch wirn drobwll llantysilio go go goch. Next we'll read a poem each from a section in the book where we gave each other words that actually mean something of note in our respective cultures. So one of the words that I was given was cholo, a word which I like to use as often as I can when I'm in India, and I like this word. I like cholo. Is that okay? Is that
yes?
Yeah,
you
okay.
make it very masterful, and it's not a word that is of any cultural importance to anyone but me, because there is in this exchange what's happened is we've chosen words that mean something to us because we realize you can only write poems about things you love. And they're shared experiences. So because you've been in Bengal and you often heard me saying cholo, it made sense. And similarly, when I was in Wales, there's an exclamation that you use, if you would pronounce it for me, the poem that I wrote for Merere.
Da iawn.
Yes. So we each gave each other an exclamatory word, and of course other words which we had experienced or we had eaten. Okay, so here goes cholo.
So a few things you should keep in mind before I read it. The word but in Wales can mean friend or buddy, and the same is true for the word mush as well. So but and mush, and keep in mind also that rugby is a very important game in Wales, and the name of my country in my own language, Welsh or Cymraeg, is Cymru. Cholo. When all the shops are almost shut, but you're in despair, cholo. But when poets gather, poems on tongues, and the crowd is ready, cholo, chums. When your mate's behind and needs a push, your bus is arriving, cholo, mush. When you're in the stadium for the rugby, and the singing's over, cholo, Cymru.
So this next one was a tough one because it's a word that Eurig gave me which begins with the double L's, which are very difficult to pronounce in Welsh. But what happened when I got it is I was determined to follow the double L's wherever they might lead me. And Eurig has been very kind because he's agreed to read the poem for me so that I don't, as I normally do, trip over the double L's.
You will be fine, really.
Eurig. Maybe in another lifetime. Thank you very much.
So the double L sounds like this in Welsh. So it's a consonant that isn't found in many other languages, and a lot of people think it's pretty strange if they're not, if they don't know much about Welsh. Anyway, but I mean, for me, it's quite easy, and I'm convinced that you could also do this. If you do the letter L, and instead of voicing the L, just push the air out from both sides of your tongue. Okay, so keep your tongue in the same place. It's as simple as.
I know. I once spent an entire day roaming around my house practicing that sound. So that's how dedicated I am to the double L's. Bring it on.
Well, I'll spare you then, and this is the poem, your poem, Llamystin. It's not a llama from Paloma, nor a llano in the Pallano. It's not Llorente from Firenze, nor a Llerena singing soprano. It's not Llaregib in a bathing tub, nor a Llanero in a sombrero. It's not Llanelli in white flanellis, fast bowling with a Ferrero. It's not the Llanito speaking Llanito, nor a Lleida lassoing rider. It's not a Llamoid going ovoid over a Lleillyn spinning spider.
Thank you. This one's called Bara Laur. I thought lava bread was simply bread. What else could it be? Until I got a jar of it, filled with the scent of the sea and black flakes that look like coal. And I was told the way to eat it was to drop them in a bowl of soup called cawl. So lava bread wasn't bread at all, for sandwiches served on a plate, but really a kind of seaweed. What? Called bara laur, which rhymes with maur, which simply means big or great? Which makes me think, if nothing is what its name suggests, why bother naming things at all? Why not call seaweed 12 o'clock and bread lamba pav, meaning long legs and all? If words have gone off their rockers, why not knock them off their designated pegs? Why not call a bowl of soup a shorba, which rhymes with a Greek named Zorba? Why not call a plate a thali, or hang on, even thala? Why not say instead of what's up, simply kaizala? Why not call tears kanna, the Tamil word for dear? Why not call mum I, Hindi for coming, I'm here? Why not call me, as they do in Marathi? Why not, instead of mango seed, say Amir Ati? And then I pause, phew, and recall with relieved and loopy grin, we do just that in this polyglot world we are in. So this is the last poem we're going to read. It's called Klindardach, and we're going to do it as a Jugalbandi. Actually, this entire book is a Jugalbandi, so it seems right to read one poem in exactly that form. I love your voice when it's strong. I love it when it's weak. But best of all, I love it when it utterly can't speak, having forgotten all the words in every language but one, and in that language can recall just this one word, run.
Klindardach.
Your voice says, ragged to the core, like an aching tongue, walking miles with a foot sore.
The very thought of a tongue trailing on roads.
What's wrong with that? No worse than kissing toads.
Klindardach.
Your voice says, as if risen from a grave, coughing bits of earth and stone.
Klindardach.
Your voice says, spitting bits of bone.
How gross. Can't we talk of something else?
Like what? Amoeba? Self-dividing selves?
Klindardach.
Your voice says, getting back into the poem, like an insomniac vagabond climbing into bed.
Klindardach.
Your voice says as you cover up your head.
Ah, that's sweet. At last, some happy stuff.
You quite deserve it for being such a muff. Ragged, footsore, forgotten, unravelled and undone, wishing only a bit too late you hadn't had such fun. Under a cloak of darkness, you're clinging to a vark, stringing out a melody that would make poor old Bach turn over in his ancient grave as you let out a feeble snore.
Klindardach.
Your voice says, and then, alas, no more. So it's very difficult when people ask you to identify your own favorite poem in any book that you have written. Much easier to say, in this case, what my favorite poem is that Eurig wrote. There are lots of favorites, but I think the one I like the best is the one he wrote on the Kinhaned. It's also titled Kinhaned. I think that's my ultimate favorite.
For you, it was difficult. It wasn't very easy at all. But I think it's Eisteddfod. Eisteddfod is a very important cultural festival in Wales that's held at the beginning of August every year. And when I read that poem, I can remember being in the Eisteddfod with you a few years ago.
Okay,
and it's a beautiful poem. And
okay.
yes, if you get a chance, if you get the book, go straight to that one.